what's happening, what it is, what it ain't. Welcome back to another Sebastian Lane, live with Sport Dave and Roscoe. Appreciate everybody coming on, man. I see people trickling in. Y'all know what to do. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Y'all know how everything goes. Got my guy already backstage. I've been waiting for this interview. One of my favorite guys in this 2025 class. One of the best tight ends in the country. I know Dave's excited because this is his trenches that he loves to talk about, but not only just in the trenches, he's an athletic trench guy. So I want to go ahead and get him on. We'll talk here in a minute, Dave. Let me go ahead and get my guy on real quick. What's good, bro? You can hear me? Like you froze when you came on. Yo, you can hear me, bro? Yeah, man, that's not doing it, bro. All right, you can hear us now?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool. All right, man. So, as always, man, I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate your time, man. For whoever has been living under a rock maybe the last 6 months, man, let them know who you are, where you're from, what position you play, and what class you're in. All right, you hear us now?
Yeah, I think I got it now. It's lagging really bad.
I got you. Real quick, man, for everybody that's watching live, let them know just who you are, where you're from, what position you play, and what class you're in.
Brock Shaw, play tight end. I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana. 2025.
I got you, bro. So I've been excited for this one, man. Obviously, you've been a Kane commit now, going on almost like 4 months. Um, Watching the season develop now, and then the tight end obviously getting a lot of shine, a lot of love. How has it been for you watching the Canes play, and then actually seeing your position, you know, handle business?
I mean, it's been really exciting this season so far. I mean, like the season opener against Florida Lane, like that kind of showed me like who they really are as a team. Like it's kind of how good they really were. I mean, being able to see the improvement from the tight end game from this year to last year has been really significant. I mean, last year obviously they were dealing with a lot of injuries, so the tight ends weren't too involved. I mean, this year I've been super impressed with how much the Royals getting involved in Lofton and Riley Williams and Cam McCormick even. Like they've got a lot of guys rotating and they're playing a lot of guys and they're using them a lot of different ways. So I've been really impressed by it so far this season.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of something as Canes fans, I know like we've been anxious to see. How is the tight end position going to use for getting healthy? Nice to actually have those weapons available. Seeing a guy like Arroyo, kind of similar to your game. Does that kind of ease your mind on man? If I go there, will I be able to shop? Be able to use my talents everywhere? And you're seeing it live. Most of the time, a lot of people like to say, "Oh, black tight ends are more used to block," but going out and seeing Arroyo have a couple hundred yards, a couple touchdowns this season, that ease your mind, kind of like, "Oh man, okay, last year's in the past. I see what the future is looking like."
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, it was one of like the biggest like things Coach Widow was like telling me about. He's like he knew that tight end game wasn't strong last year, and he's kind of like if we just watch this, you'll be strong. And I trusted, I believed it, and he kind of showed me all the different ways that they'd be able to utilize me. And I mean, so far, I've been everything he's been saying has been coming true. So I mean, it's been looking really good so far.
Yeah. So you also play defensive end. You're a two-way athlete for your team. Was that something that you wanted to play in college, like at the next level? You kind of wanted to play both sides, or you kind of set like, man, I like tight end more.
I mean, I definitely like both. I mean, I would have. I mean, I definitely considered playing D end in college too. I mean, I think offense is something I always leaned a little bit more towards throughout my life. Like ever since I was younger, I mean, just catching the ball. I've always loved catching the ball, and scoring touchdowns. But I mean, defense has definitely grown on me since I've been in high school. I mean, I definitely considered playing in college, but I think tight end is really where my heart was at.
I got you. Growing up, were there like a tight end that you modeled your game after, or was like your favorite tight end to watch?
I think Sam Laporte is a good one for me to watch. He's kind of similar to my size. I think my build, what I'm going to get up to, like weight wise, I think he's a good tight end to model my game after.
I got you. What is your current height and weight? Your measurables?
Right now I'm sitting at like 6'3". I'm around 220, 225, sitting around there right now.
Okay. So obviously Miami's got a massive game this weekend, big time robbery game. You're coming down. What are you most excited to see in person? What are some things you're looking forward to in the visit?
I think it's going to be a. I think I'm excited to just get down there, kind of see a night game, see what the atmosphere's like, especially a big rivalry game like this. I think the atmosphere will be really cool to see, and just be able to get to see the team operate in person. Just kind of how they are on the sideline, how the coaches are coaching them and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So obviously Cam Ward having a phenomenal year, but he will be leaving after this year. You and Luke Nickel coming in this class. What's your guys' relationship like? Do you guys talk often, or y'all barely talk? You'll see when you get there. What's that been like basically this year?
I mean, I think we've been talking a decent amount. I mean, we've been able to build a pretty decent relationship so far.
Gotcha. I don't know if you've been able to get kind of familiar with his game. I know he's been on TV, his films out, stuff like that. What's your take on Luke as a quarterback?
I mean, I think he's really elite. I mean, I think he's even a little underrated, especially in like some of the ranks. I feel like he's a lot higher. He's a lot lower than what he should be. I think he could be a lot higher. I mean, getting down there and getting able to like the end of the year, like the cookout in the summer, getting ready to see how like elite he really is throwing the ball. I mean, he really impressed me. So I'm really excited to get down there and get to work with him.
I got you, man. Coach Waddell. So now he's been Miami's tight end coach, going up I think year 2 now. What's your take on him, man? What's your experience been like with him? What he like as a person? What talk to us a little bit about Coach Waddell.
I mean, I really love how his coaching style, like how he explains it, like with being able to sit in the meetings, kind of how he takes them through the offense, what they need to do, stuff like that. And I really love how like he values like a lot of stuff about like putting his family first, like religion stuff like that. I mean, he takes care of his guys really well. Like he always puts them first. Makes sure they know what they're doing. Make sure they're not going to ever be put in a situation where they're not going to know what they're doing. So I mean, those are all stuff I really love about him.
Gotcha, gotcha. I'm gonna pass my co-host, man. Let's chop it up with you and pass it back.
Kind of staying with what you was talking about, you touched on your relationship with Luke Nickel. What about other current committees? Do you have a relationship with them, and specifically like Luca Gilbert, like kind of in that tight end room?
Yeah, I think Luca would be the next guy. Next year, I would like so who I've been building a like, pretty good relationship with. I mean, I was he was down there the official visit when I was down there, so I got to talk with him a lot then. At the end of the year cookout. So, I mean, I've been building a good relationship with him and Luke, and like some of the other guys down there, like Max Buchanan. When I was down there at the cookout, like he was another guy I was talking to for a while. So, I mean, I think we've been able to build a pretty strong relationship so far with all the recruits this year.
Got you. You talked a little bit about obviously playing defensive side of the ball as well. Um, Now that you're actually committed as a tight end, do you still hear from other programs looking at you? Do they even mention the defensive side of the ball to you at all, or is that kind of passed over now?
I mean, it's been brought up, but like I don't think it's ever like a really a serious like consideration for Miami for me to go and
Yeah,
flip the defensive because they
I
got a
got
lot
you.
of elite linemen. So.
Yeah. Do you have any other programs though that still try to recruit you and mention the defensive side at all, or is that still going on?
Uh, I mean, not really
Okay.
too much on defense anymore. I mean, it was kind of split like 50-50, like for offense and defense. For me,
Okay.
there was a lot that was for both too, but I think pretty much it's only been for offense recently.
Okay. Cool. You mentioned Coach Waddell. Any other members of the coaching staff that you hear from that you have a relationship with, OCs, any other position coaches, things like that?
Coach Crutch, yeah, he helps with the tight end room. I mean, I think he's a really great coach. Like his coaching style, the way he explains stuff, like he's really good from the like receiving aspect, especially. And then Coach Dawson and Coach Cristobal. I mean, I've been able to build a really good relationship with Coach Cristobal. He throughout the like before I was committed, like he was the head coach who's like called me the most, like texted me like almost every day. Like so, those are all the coaches I feel like I've been able to build like a really strong relationship with so far.
Okay, cool. Um, Obviously, Miami fans, we're going to talk about tight end you until we're blue in the face. And, last year or two, you're starting to kind of see going back towards that a little bit. Do you have a relationship with anybody currently in that tight end room, Elijah Lofton, any guys like that?
I mean, not really. I mean, I talked to Riley Williams a little bit about when we went down there to work out. Yeah, he was helping us in the field. But I mean, Will Mallory, I know he's not there anymore. He's a guy I was able to build a relationship with. I went down to the Colts training camp and I was able to talk to him a lot about Miami, kind of like what to expect and like what it's kind of like down there.
Yeah. Cool. I was going to ask you about that. I saw a picture, I think, of you two guys together, so I was curious about that relationship. So, when will you early enroll? Do you know when you're going to get to enroll?
Yeah, I'm signed up to graduate in December. Get there early.
Okay, very cool. Last one for me, kind of off the subject of Miami, just college football in general. It's been kind of a wild ride so far, about halfway through the season for everybody. You've had a lot, and all of a sudden you look up, Vandy kind of got their chest stuck out a little bit, ranked 25th. It's just been a wild season so far. Anything that's kind of stood out to you, or you kind of a guy, do you watch ball on Saturdays, that sort of thing? Anything that's kind of surprised you, stuck out to you?
I think so far, just overall for the season, I think IU being really good this year
Mm,
has really stuck out, especially being in Indiana. It's like all like everyone's talking about it. So I mean
yeah,
that's a real shocker. Like other teams like Michigan like not being very good this year, like pretty much like stuff like that. Like this is like the year for like the underdogs. I feel like a lot of teams are usually are in the mix, like in the mix this year. So that's just kind of been a good thing to see, I think, for college football this year.
definitely for sure, man. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm gonna pass it back and let you kind of sign off with you.
All right, so appreciate you.
Mhm.
I just got a couple more for you, man, and we'll get you out for the night. So not playing ball, just you out hanging out with the family. What do you like off the field? What's some hobbies that you like to do? What's some things that maybe somebody don't really can look at you to tell, like, what's some things about you, man?
I mean, I think just like obviously a big one, just like hanging out with like the my friends. So like we like to play poker a lot. Just kind of hang out like after games, just kind of chill around, just play some poker. I think that's one thing that I like to do pretty often.
I got you. What's like game day? You going out, getting ready to play? Headphones are on. What you listening to?
Uh, I don't really know. I mean, dreams and nightmares is always a big one for me. I feel like we walk out there, that one always kind of gets the whole team going. But like some like the old school stuff, I think like old school, like older rap, like older rock, kind of before the game. I feel like that kind of sets the tone a little bit better.
I got you. So obviously, I'm a co-host spoke on that. Miami has such a rich tradition at tight end. You finally graduate high school, you get on campus. What's some goals that you may have set for yourself? As far as like playing early, maybe All American. Like, what's some goals that you got going onto campus?
I think definitely getting there, trying to get on the field early is a big one. That's part of the reason like I'm early enrolling. Trying to get the offense down, get familiar with like some of the other guys, and to be able to learn. So getting to play early and hopefully becoming a freshman All American like Lofton has so far. Like he's been really impressive. So I mean, I think those are two big goals I kind of set for myself for when I get there.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought Lofton up because I want to ask you something with him. So obviously, he played at one of the biggest powerhouses in the nation. Bishop Mormon come in, he was ready to rock and roll. What do you look at like as far as his game and your game? Is there anything similar, or are you guys kind of polar opposite?
I think we're pretty similar. I think we got a lot of like both of us are pretty versatile when it comes to just kind of being able to kind of get put anywhere. Like I know he can play some running back. He can put an H back tight end, even in the slot a little bit. I feel like I can do all that same stuff. So I think our games are pretty similar.
No, I got you, man. I appreciate it, man. Before you get out of here tonight, let them know where to follow you, Twitter, Instagram. Shout yourself out, man.
Twitter, you just hit him on Twitter, it's just at Brock Shot, and then Instagram, same thing. It's Brock underscore Shot.
I got you, man. I mean, we definitely want to have you back on as your season gets ready to wrap up. Just kind of check on you, see how your season went. See how our season went at the end of the year. So we definitely want to get you back on before you sign and head off obviously down here to Miami. But until then, man, you and your family, you coming out with family this weekend or just you?
Yeah, my family will be down there.
Okay, I got you, man. Well, you and the family have a safe trip, man. If I see you, I'll make sure to speak and kind of holler at you while you down here visiting and everything else. Other than that, man, enjoy your night. Have a good week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you too.
No problem, man. And then so obviously that was a four-star tight end out of Leo, Indiana. One of Miami's biggest commits right now. Um, I've been waiting to get that interview, man. I love that kid. I think he's going to be a monster here. Uh, Real quick, man, before the next guest comes on, he's coming on here in a few minutes, man. Dave, it's rivalry week. Even though it don't even feel like the same, obviously I don't care if Florida State's 1-7, 27. I can care less. I want to beat the dog shit out of them. How are you feeling going into this week? Real quick before we get our guy on, what's your feeling, man, going into this Florida State weekend?
I just hope everybody has fun and enjoys the game. Man, no, I hope we beat the shit out of them. I mean, I got it. I don't know what, 82-0, some like 82 to -3, some shit like that. Just beat them backwards, man. Just I don't give a shit what happens. I just shut them out, run it up, all them other things, all of that for this one. And I mean, it would be nice anytime, but especially after the last 3 games. You know what I'm saying? Wins, I get it. We're going to take them. Man, I'm too old for this, man. And the last 3 weeks has been stressful. It'd be really nice to see this one kind of kick back, watch it. Everything just click, right? Everything works out. And we just roll out of there with a big old dub, man. Let's do it this weekend. We need it this weekend. Gotta have it.
I'll get into mine right after I get this guy on. Obviously, if you're a Miami fan, you grew up in the early 2000s, 90s watching Miami. This young man needs no introduction. I'm gonna get him on, let him handle his business. What's good, bro? You can hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Man, I appreciate your time, man. We appreciate you coming on. Obviously, it's an important week to Miami fans. I definitely want to get you on because you have been born into this rivalry. And now you're obviously being recruited, and I know Florida State's recruiting you too. We don't really care about that crap. But I want to get you on, man. Your father played in this. You know, you've watched this game probably your entire life. I want to get your take on this, but before we jump in there, man, just for anybody that's been living under a rock, maybe don't live on social media, let them know who you are, where you're from, what position you play, what class you're in.
Yes, sir. My name is Camden Portis. Class of 2026. I play DB. Both of my parents played sports at Miami. My mom, All-American hurdler, 400 hurdles at Miami Jamila Wade. So I mean, it's a big week for the household, man. So I'm excited to come down there for this. They starting their tailgate at like 10 p.m. with the track team and some more football legends. So I mean 10 a.m. I'm tripping.
So obviously, somebody's made this comment say you look just like your daddy. So I actually got the pleasure of watching your father grow up. Me being from Gainesville, my brother actually played with your dad. I've known your dad for a very, very long time. You look identical to your dad. So I've seen that. I said, "Oh my God!" That's what I was just thinking.
We was talking about that this morning. Somebody had made a comment because I just posted pictures. They talk about he looked like his daddy back in 2002.
Yeah, man. Ask your daddy about the Osceola game. Just
Osceola?
Yeah. Ask him how
He's not in town right now, but
yeah, he probably don't even want to remember that game. That was a bad game in his high school career.
That was the senior season and playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh
Man.
yeah, he talked about it. He talked about it.
Yeah, it was like 66 to like 3. It was a bloodbath.
Dang.
So yeah, that was like the best team they've had. I mean, since. But let's get into this, man. So first off, you know, you're being recruited, obviously going into your junior season. You know, many schools across this country are reaching out to you. What are some pitches you're hearing? You know, I know you play multiple positions. I know you're hard at DB. What are you hearing? What are some pitches? You know, is it primarily at DB, or are some teams saying, "Hey, you know, your father played running back, he switched." You know, what are you hearing?
Nah, it's a lot. It's a lot of DB, and because I'm transitioning to nickel, so I could promote myself at cornerback and nickel, just to be more versatile. A lot of teams like that, and it shows that I could play multiple positions too.
Gotcha, man. So obviously Miami, being one of the biggest schools that's coming at you the hardest, getting ready to come down here this weekend for another visit. I know you've been on campus many times. What are something that you're looking forward to now as a recruit being recruited primarily? What are you looking forward to on this visit? What are some things that you know you're kind of like, man, I've got to see this when I get down there?
Man, well, I was at the USF game, so I got to watch Cam Ward play. But I'm actually excited to see how the defense going to show up this week because you know it's been a little rocky the past couple games, giving up a lot of points. They didn't do that at the beginning of the season, but I feel like it should be a nice little shutout this week, and I get to see some of the guys who are now healthy and stuff like that.
So obviously, DB, we just hired a new DB coach, Coach Travis Jackson. What's your take on him, man? Because obviously he's new to Miami. Miami's not really familiar with him. So fans that's listening to, who is Travis Jackson like? You know, is he?
Well, I met Coach. My bad. Finish talking.
Go ahead.
Well, I met Coach Travis like a couple weeks after he got there. I remember I was down in Miami sometime in April, and off the rip, like chill, funny guy, Southern. And my high school DB coach, they kind of grew up together, and they act just alike. They both crazy. They scream. they celebrate with the guys when they make plays at practice. So I think Coach Travis is a great dude, funny guy, big family guy. So he's really big on relationships, just like me, and it shows with the way he handles himself and how he is with the rest of the staff. Like as soon as I walked in the meeting room to like go over like his resume and stuff, talk about football, he just throws me a box of pizza off the rip. Like, yo, you want some? I was like, okay. Like that's odd.
So, you know, with Coach Gidry, right, being the DC, he's a DB guy as well. Is that something that you're looking forward to? You know, maybe playing for a DC that obviously kind of schemes his defense around the DBs.
Say that again. You kind of cut out.
My bad. So Coach Gidry, right? He's a DB coach. So obviously, with him being your DC, is that something that's exciting for you? Like you want to play for? You know, seeing that his defense is schemed around the DBs.
Yes, sir. When he's speaking in the meeting rooms, he's real interactive with his DB guys, and he talks junk too. So it's like he got that DB mentality anyway. He talk trash. He want to back it up, and I think he instills that in his guys. Even though they gonna tighten up. I'm already knowing.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
but obviously, you know, back when your Pops played and stuff like that, mine is kind of not they're going back that way, right? So Miami is known as DBU. You know, if you play DBU, you came to Miami. That's just what it was, right? If that's something that you know you're excited about, you know, obviously I know your legacy. I ain't even talking about that, but just in general, like man, like I can get Miami back to that DBU status. Like I can go down there and play DB, the traditions, the Ed Reeds, the Shante, stuff like that. That's something that you know holds a little weight in your recruitment.
Well, yeah, I feel like I can play DB anywhere, but with the way that they are recruiting their receivers and going and watching the receivers that they have coming in the film and how the competition will be at practice, that's definitely something to look forward to because y'all going to get better each and every day. Iron sharpens iron. So that's something that's real good. And a lot of schools aren't bringing in a bunch of dogs who can come play. They want to bring in like one or two and let them run the show. But I feel like Miami's trying to bring everybody in, you know, best man wins and weed out the weakness. They're going to end up transferring in the first year. They don't want to stick it out. So
I got you, man. I'm going to pass my co-host, man. I can talk DB all night. I'm going to pass it to him, man. Let him top it over.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your dad think about Miami season so far, man?
I don't even know. You got to ask him. I know we were watching that Virginia Tech game. He was about to have a heart attack.
I was with him. Yeah, it's been the last 3 weeks. We was talking earlier. I was like, I'm too old for this stuff, man. I need a big win. I was just curious what he was saying.
And that Cal game, he had the whole house up to like 2 a.m. because he was on the couch screaming.
Yeah.
And he's a real nonchalant guy. So when he's screaming, you know it's something going on.
Doing a lot. At least we're getting the wins, but it's getting tough, man. I'd like to have a big win this weekend. So, you was talking about obviously cornerback, trying to get ready. You know, play a little bit of nickel, that sort of thing. How do you go about that as far as getting ready to do things? Do you have a trainer you work with? Is this just straight to your coaches in high school? What's your training regimen like?
Well, my DB coach played nickel in the league, so he kind of called himself like the nickel guru. That's in his bio on Instagram. His name Captain Munderland. He played DB for the Panthers and the and the Vikings. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he hard on me every day. Like I might have curl flats and I go inside the block. That's the biggest thing. So I go inside the block. I'm pulled out for the next 4-5 plays. He don't like when I argue back. So there's a lot of stuff that they want to drill into me to keep me ready for the next level, and then promote myself better, because they know I can play corner. But if I'm able to play cornerback and nickel, sky's the limit.
You're making a lot of Miami fans happy right now talking about that nickel, because a lot of folks want that address. So you keep talking that up, man. You got a spot here for sure. Tell folks about your game a little bit, man. Describe your game to people that don't know you, people haven't watched your film. What is the program going to get in you as a DB?
Well, I like to work and I like to compete, man. I feel like growing up in this household, it make you tough. Mm-hmm. And my brothers are good at football. So I'm guarding somebody who runs a 4.4 every day. So I feel like I can guard the slot. I come down, I tackle. Even though I might be 165, once I get to college, I'm gonna get some weight on me anyway. But y'all going, yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was gonna ask you about your brother. He plays wide out, right?
Yes, sir. Chaz Portis.
Yep. Is he there with you? Is he there right now?
Oh, Chaz? No, I can get him. Should I?
Okay. Now, I was just going to ask. I was just kind of curious who's winning those battles, and I didn't know if you was going to be honest and tell me if we need to bring him in the room.
I'm gonna be completely honest, right?
Okay. Yep.
During the summer, it was me. And then I think he got tired of losing. So it was like a couple weeks after like me dogging like everybody every day that it just became crazy, and he started going off, and he been winning a little bit recently.
Okay, good stuff, man. Love the competition. Here we go. Hello.
Hey, you gotta go downstairs, Juju. Hey, what? Hey, hold on. Hey, she brought the iPad with my dad on it. He on FaceTime.
We'll send in the link too.
Let me talk to Pop.
Yeah, you can get on.
I'm about to say, send in the link. You can pop on. I love you. Take on.
Yeah, we could probably make a little time for Pops if he wants to get on.
Yeah, what's up?
There he is.
I'm on the interview, bro. Yeah. He said, y'all can hear him?
Yeah. Can he hear us? Can you hear me?
You can hear him?
Yeah. You can hear. Hey, real quick, because I know you probably got one or two things going on. We was asking him about his brother and the competition and who wins those battles. How those battles go between those two?
He said, who been winning the battles between me and Chaz?
I don't know, man. Chaz coming. I think Cam still got the edge. Just but Chaz on his way,
Wait.
Maybe be quiet. I think Chaz on his way. He's doing some really good things. I think he improved a lot. So he up next. He coming.
I love it. Hey, man, we appreciate it. I think you got a young lady there wanting to talk to her daddy, so we're going to let you do that. Yeah. She said, I want to talk to my daddy. She said,
I know.
Hey, real quick, last one for me, man, and I'm going to pass it back. You talked about Coach Jackson a little bit. What about like Coach Cristobal, just in particular, relationship with him and your thoughts on him?
Coach Cristobal, he's a great guy. I was just on the phone with him like a couple hours before I got on the interview. So, I feel like Coach Cristobal, he's also a big family guy, and he treats everybody the same. It's not like his favoritism on this side of the room, and then on that side of the room, he don't like them guys. He gonna treat everybody the same, even if you might not be the most respectful guy to him, but he treats everybody the same way, and I like that very much about him.
I love it. And that's real because we hear that, like we lived as those questions, and you always kind of hear the same thing. So that's legit and that's real. Thank you so much for your time, man. I'm going to pass it back, and we'll start to sign off with you.
One more thing.
Yep.
He did say right after he offered me, he said, watch this year. This is going to be my best year because I got my guys now. He's 7-0. So that definitely boosts you up. You're not just talking a bunch of nonsense. He backing it
That's
up
kind
out
of
there.
that's a big thing to look at too, man. Because the past years, these last few games, you talked about the Cal game. Obviously, this past weekend in Louisville. In the past few years, we don't win those games. You see a lot of guys kind of just throw in the towel and give up, and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the right side of things, I guess. A tough win's better than a tough loss right now. So,
Yes, sir.
Other than my health, that's the only thing it's affecting right now. Because that's all right. I'll take it. Hey, thank you so much, man. I'm gonna pass it back and let Ross sign off with you.
All right. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I got a few more for you, man. I get you out here, bro. So obviously the 2026 class will be here before you know it. Miami's already got 2 guys in the class that we're recruiting. Do you have a relationship with DC already, the quarterback or Jordan Campbell?
Nah, I played against Darian in the Shock Doctor Legends tournament. Okay. We knocked them out in the semifinals on a game winner. It was crazy. He a good quarterback though, for sure. I ain't getting no interception on him. I got a little PBU though.
I got you there. So obviously you're in the middle of your season. Talk to us a little bit. How's the season going? Kind of what's your record? Kind of tell us how it's going so far.
Well, I think we're plagued by injuries right now. Our defense has been really good throughout the season. We've only been like really outplayed one game, and that was the second game of the season. But then a lot of our offensive guys just went down. We didn't have no depth at quarterback. Our starting quarterback went out. Running back got ejected for about 3 games. O-line injuries. So it kind of crippled our offense in ways where we used to throw the ball down the field, and we've been having to throw short routes. And it's not, the offense from the beginning of the season. But we still trying to make it to the playoffs now. So gotta take it game week by week.
How many games you got left?
2. We got 2 right now, and then we have a hard first round playoff game. Okay. Because we dropped some games we shouldn't have dropped.
I got you. So obviously, like you said, -7-0. They're ready to go to the back half of the season. I don't even count this game. This is a whack one. But headed to the rest of the year, what's your outlook like? What is your expectation for Miami, like, to finish the year like? And then kind of what do you think, Miami has a realistic opportunity in the future, maybe the playoffs or ACC championship game?
Well, since you said something about the ACC championship game, I don't think Miami's won one yet.
Mm-mm.
I don't think Miami's won one yet. I remember them making one in some years back, but they haven't won one yet, and that'd be big if they win this one, But I think they can make the playoffs. They can definitely make the playoffs. There's no number one team in college football, if you ask me. I went and watched Texas. I watched Oregon all year. I watched Texas. I watched Ohio State. There's no number one team in college football, so I think the national championship is up for grabs for anybody. It just comes down to who won it more at the end of the day. And it looked like our offense won it. They putting up 50 every game.
They better keep doing it too.
Yes, sir.
That's all we got.
I appreciate you, man. Before you get out of here tonight, let them know where to follow you, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want to Miami fans to tune into recruitment.
Yes, sir. My Instagram is c7evv._. And my Twitter is just @CamdenPortis.
I got you, man.
Y'all catch me throughout the season, man.
Yeah, we tune in for sure, bro. Hey, the next time we got to get Pops and Chaz on here at the same time, man. We'll have a whole family parlay.
Bet. Last time we had that, us 3 on the interview, we was all arguing. So it's gonna be like a little family feud.
Hey, that's fine. We'll clear out the slate. We'll make sure we got some time.
Yes, sir.
All right, but hey, you have a good night, man. You and the family have a safe trip down here this weekend. If I see you, man, I'll shout you out, bro.
Bet. Appreciate y'all.
All right, man. Enjoy your weekend. All right, man. So, for y'all that don't know, just getting into the 2026 season, it's Camden Portis, a big-time DB out of the North Carolina area, obviously a legacy. So, definitely going to get more of these guys on. It's a major weekend this weekend. Obviously, the bums from South Alabama roll down to Dade County. getting ready to get smacked, man. I can't wait. I'm excited. Obviously, this is the best that Miami's looked. I would almost say in about 20, 22 years, somewhere around there. Obviously, since the good old CP days. But my Florida State, on the other hand, they don't look that well. But what I want people to realize, bro, is that record means absolutely nothing. Throw it out the window. You know, like this is, we already know how this goes. It can go either way, right? We show up, do what we're supposed to do, and blow them out of the water. Game's over before midnight. If these boys roll down here, we take them lightly. You know, don't take it serious. Obviously, it can go with us real quick. So, um, I do feel very, very confident going into this game. I don't think a guy like Cam Ward, this leader of this team, is going to lie down and take this lightly at all. So what I do want to see is I want to see us actually dominate from start to finish in a complete fashion. I want, I literally want these dudes to be scrabbish as the nice guy. He's got you with the gun. We didn't know guys, but he got you with the big boy back there. Um, but hey, man, I do want to say, bro, this has been an amazing season so far. Obviously, 7-0. We haven't done this since 2017, but I don't want to even look down that path because man, that season ending was horrible. I think this team can literally flip the page and be completely different. So, um, looking into the season, Dave, I like even Cameron just said, we're averaging 47.7 points a game. If I asked you before the season happened that Miami would have the number one offense, number one scoring offense, and total offense, would you believe it?
No, because because I've been a Kane fan a long time. I've been beat down, right? We don't think positively around this place. Come on, man. No, hell no. No, but honestly, I would have expected big numbers out of the offense because that's what we did. We got Cam Ward, right? That was the guy. And we got him come hell or high water. They made it happen. Wouldn't take no for an answer. So I expected big things from the offense. But I think if you were to tell me at this point, we would literally be leading the country in every major offensive category. You know, if you're not leading, you top two or three, you know, whatever the case may be. And I think, and then last week you really started to see the run game. Although I think the run game's been a little better than a lot of people think it's been. I think last week at Louisville, I was really impressed. You even had A.J. Allen get in the mix and things like that. So offensively, no worries, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. And for the love of God, if you stop doing what you're doing, don't stop this week. Don't stop this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would have thought number one overall, but I definitely
Yeah,
thought we were top 10, top 15. You know,
absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I knew Cam Ward was going to come here and put up Heisman numbers. I didn't think he would do it in this fashion where he's the first quarterback to go first 7 games, 300
Yeah.
yards consecutive. You know, he's put up 24 touchdowns. I mean, he's been incredible, right? I didn't think he would be that good, right? Coming back 25 points to win a game, you know, leading drive after drive after drive, just never quitting. But that's what Miami needed. Like before the season started, before Cam got here, we kept preaching that. You know, we need a real leader at the quarterback position. We need a guy, a dude. And we finally got one. You know,
Mm.
that's the biggest thing when it comes to you know, our team. Coach Cristobal knew I needed alpha. I need somebody that can truly take over this locker room and carry it from start to finish. And that's what this man has literally done. You know, and shout out to X and Horton and Arroyo. I mean, the whole entire office is killing it. You know, it's not just Cam Ward. Obviously, the O line is holding up enough to let this man make the plays. And with Strepo and Horton and George, they're all doing their job. So it's not just a one man show. We know that, but at the end of the day, this dude has literally put on a cape and led this team consistently from behind. So I don't even want to talk too much about Florida State because I think we dog walk them. Let's go ahead and get a prediction in, and before we get up out of here for the rest of the night, how do you see the game ending, Dave?
I don't know. man, every week I say the same old thing, and every week I'm sitting here just hanging halfway off this recliner over here, just about to die. So, it's Florida State, so I'm not going to predict it be close. I don't care if it ends up being that way. I don't care what past games say. I don't care. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Canes something like 52-13, something like that, because I need that in my life. But I'm not gonna sit here and say I want to see this. I hope we do this, play a complete game, do both sides of the ball, but bro, just win the damn game. That's all I care about anymore. Officially, the rest of this year, I'm just tuning in on Saturdays and watching the game. That's it. As long as we get that win, I'm good. I'm fine.
Honestly, I want to go into the 50s, but honestly, I think we run the ball a little more. I think we drain a little more clock. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go 47-13.
I'm good with it.
So obviously, I feel like we need to dog all these dudes, beat them by 60, like just completely embarrass these clowns. Um, but we'll see, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all. We had Brock shot on. In case you missed it earlier, watch the rewatch. Ken Portis, an upcoming Miami Hurricane. Obviously, it's going to happen. We talked that into the future, man. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe. If you're not, you're watching on Twitter, man, please go to the YouTube channel, hit a like, hit the subscribe button. We will be here every Monday night, 8 p.m. sharp Eastern time. As always, it's all about the you, baby.